Hi everyone. We have with us Bryceline, who has converted IFT and will be joining IFT. She also converted colleges like Micah, IMT Ghaziabad, IIM Ranchi, and Great Lakes, among others. So great, Bryceline. Congratulations. How do you feel about it?
Thank you so much, sir. It feels very great, obviously, because you put in so much effort, and when you finally get all of these colleges and you get colleges which you actually wanted to get into, it really feels great. It feels like all your efforts have paid off. So yeah.
So you passed out from Father Agnes Bandra and then you worked. So where did you work and for how long?
So I worked at BNP Paribas. I got immediately placed from college. So it's been 3 years. I completed 3 years in June at BNP Paribas. Yeah.
So, how did you manage to balance your preparation with CAT? And was this the first attempt that you gave the exam, or how did you come across writing CAT at all?
So actually, I initially at the start, I wasn't very interested in an MBA. I was more interested in probably going into a little more tech. So this was my second attempt at CAT, but my first attempt, I really didn't give it properly. I just wanted to see the exam, see how it feels and everything. So I'd given like 3 mocks and I'd just given CAT. Like that's the first time I'd given it. So the second time, that's when I realized. Second time when I gave it, I realized, okay, I want to do it very properly. I want to do an MBA, and I did a lot of research. So that's when I got interested in MBA, and I decided, okay, that now is the proper time for me. I'll give all the exams properly, and I'll get into MBA. And it has been difficult, especially because when you're working, you sometimes need to put in more effort into work, and you also have to prove yourself at work as well as do well in the exam. So that pressure is there, and giving in time, you know, for your studies before work or after work or during work, you have to have a proper timetable set, a proper timing, and you have to know when to go about all of these things. So yeah, it was difficult, but then once you get past 2 3 months, it becomes like a routine. So it works out after that.
So, how did you balance? So, I remember at home, your job was really hectic, and in the weekends you used to come to class. So, how did you manage or plan your time? How many hours did you give per day, as such?
So I had shifts. I used to work like in the afternoon shift and the morning shift. That was helpful for me. So I preferred the afternoon shift because I could study better at the morning time. So I used to wake up early and I used to put in my 3 hours at around that time. And I think the main part is if you miss a day or you skip a day, it's okay. Like you have to be like, okay, if I don't do one day, let me do it the next day. You don't have to be like, okay, ek din nahi kiya, so now what's the point? Let's not do it ahead. That's something a lot of people have done, so don't do that. What you have to do is, so out of 7 days, I used to make sure that at least 5 days I used to put in the effort. In between one day, I used to be like, okay, you can relax, you can not put so much pressure on myself. But 5 days at least, I used to put in 3 hours of my effort. Sometimes, if I couldn't do it in the morning, then during work, if I felt okay, work is less during my breaks and all, I used to go to the canteen sometimes also and solve. So all of those kind of things, and you had put up questions. You used to put up questions every day, row to 100. So I used to make sure that those 5 questions at least I used to solve in the day, so that would help me if I couldn't do anything else. So yeah.
So, how just run us through your preparation, right? So, how did you plan your preparation in terms of what was the weak area and how did you go about overcoming them?
So for me, verbal was easy. I really like reading, so and I can read fast. So that I knew that that was my strong point. So it wouldn't take a lot of time for me to complete verbal. So I used to not concentrate on verbal that much, and plus during the day I used to keep reading something or the other article, or things used to keep coming. So I used to not be like, okay, I need to put separate time for verbal. I used to put more time on cons and DI because those were my weak spots. So I used to be like solve more sums on that or on topics which I geometry especially was my weak point. So I used to try and solve sums on geometry and everything more as compared to the others. And my logic was fairly good, so I used to put in a little lesser effort on that and more effort on things that I found were my weak spots. But when the exam was coming like closer, then I started concentrating on the strong points, making them stronger. So I used to try to do it more faster and try and improve those things so that I could do it more faster and could complete it easier and concentrate on the other topics during the exam more. That's what I did.
So, how many mocks approximately did you write through your preparation?
So for CAT, I think I must have written at least 25 mocks, 25 to 28. And I think like strategy is very important in every exam, and every exam has a different strategy. You cannot follow the same strategy for CAT or IIFT or MICA. So for CAT, I have given at least 25 to 27 mocks around, and IIFT also I think I gave around 7, 6, 7 mocks I must have given. Yeah.
So that was post the CAT examination or before the CAT exam, the mocks?
IFT was post. I think there was only
Week.
1 week gap, 1 week gap. So it was very difficult for that. And IFT had the GK section actually, which was like a little
Yes.
difficult, and you had to clear the cutoff. Yeah, because you there's a lot of GK to study. So what I did was that during that 1 week, I concentrated more on GK because anyways you solved maths and cons and everything. So I didn't study as such for those exams. I concentrated more on GK and gave more mocks during that 1 week. So I used to give a mock every day and analyze it.
We'll start with IFT later. Let's just couple of questions on CAT. So what did you do very close to the CAT examination? So when the CAT exam came
Um,
closer, what was the focus?
So I think that time I concentrated more on my stronger points. Like I said, like whenever the exam came closer, I would concentrate more on like verbal and everything. And also mocks I used to give, but I think 1, 2 days before I stopped and I was just analyzing the mocks. Like just constantly analyzing, seeing where I made mistakes and how to improve on them. So yeah.
And how did your CAT exam go? Were there any surprises in the examination?
Yeah, so for me, I think what hit me was the verbal section because that was supposed to be my strongest point, but the verbal was slightly tougher, and that was the first uh, thing that pops up in cat verbal. So that was a bit of a surprise for me. And so the advice that I'd like to give is that if any section comes hard, and even if it's your strong point, you have to push yourself past it, and just push it behind in your mind when you're going to the next section. Don't let it affect your other sections. The other sections might be much easier. So what happens is if say cons is your weak point, then you should be happy. So I wish I had gone through that. So you should be happy because cons is going to be easier. So do it. So you will be you'll do well in cons. So and that's what happened. So I think those kind of surprises do come, and you do be prepared for it.
Okay, now coming to IFT, you said that you wrote a mock every day of the week. And what did you do for GK specifically?
So for GK, one was so I in general have the news apps on my phone. So current affairs in a way I know. And I think there are a lot of sites that give you GK PDFs, and also I used to keep reading through them on the way to work or at work and everything. So a lot of those PDFs are very helpful. It comes into handy. But I think this time IFT GK was more on I felt was more on current affairs or whatever, and none of those questions were in those PDFs. But it was something that I already knew because I used to read the news regularly. So that really helped me out. So I think you should be at least a bit well versed with what is going on, and keep in mind a few names and a few of those things. It's helpful during that. So I used to do that when I used to find some news and names. I used to remember it at that moment itself. So that was helpful.
How did you manage to change your strategy from the CAT exam to the IFT exam?
So I think you and Ma'am had held a session with a alumni student. So that session actually was very, very helpful to me because I mean he had explained everything. Like he had explained the previous. So like I said that earlier IFT 1 year was 4 marks, and then the last 2 years it was 1 mark, and then our year again it switched to 4 marks. So he had mentioned all of that. So I had prepared my strategy for both. Like I was like, what if IFE throws a surprise? So I had prepared if it's a 1 mark, how to go about it. If it's a 4 mark, how do I go about it? And they were completely two different strategies. Like I know people might be like, it's the same thing, but it is not. It makes a huge difference when it's 4 marks and you know where your 4 marks are going to come from. So I was mentally prepared, and I used to write down, okay, so much time for this section. And I in IFT, so in CAT, what happens is you can't switch between sections. But in IFT, you can switch, which was good for me because I used to finish verbal really fast. So I used to finish verbal and immediately, like I used to give like say 20 minutes to verbal and immediately switch to another section. Don't you don't have to wait for that 30 minutes whatever to get over. And then I concentrated more on logic because it was my like logic and verbal were my strong points. So here I concentrated a lot more on that and made sure I could get all the points in that. And then what I did was when I went to cons, I gave lesser time. I knew I had to solve like a minimum of 7 to 8 questions. So I solved the 7, 8 questions and then I moved. I did not waste my time more on those questions. And then GK. So luckily for me, I knew most of like I knew around 11, 12 GK questions. So it was very beneficial to me. So GK went very quickly. And then I moved back to cons to see if I could solve more. But I managed to clear the cutoffs. So yeah.
Very good. So that was any tips for students who are preparing for the examination this year?
So I think more importantly is mocks are very very important. People who and analyzing those mocks is very important. What you have to do is your strategy needs to be ready because then you're confident in your exam. And for me that was the most important thing, and every exam has a different strategy, so you need to know what your strategies, and through your mocks you'll keep changing your strategy. Okay fine, this I'll do, then I'll do this. So then one strategy that fits you perfectly and is giving you a higher percentile, you stick to that strategy. So you can try out many strategies as well. So mocks is very important, analyzing those mocks, seeing where you're going wrong, because I remember I used to make a lot of silly mistakes during calculations, a lot. So then I try to stop, I like see where I'm making those silly mistakes and try to avoid those. So those kind of things also are very helpful. So that is one tip, that go through a lot of mocks and make sure that your basics are clear. Like cover up everything and make sure that all your basics are clear, and don't leave any topic, because sometimes, like I think you also mentioned that some of those easy sums will come from the topic and you could have solved them. So just go through the basics of everything and then make sure what your strong points are, and work through those difficult sums on that. So yeah, so that's one more tip.
Perfect. Thanks, Vaseline. Thanks for your time that you're given to us, and all the best for your 2 years at IFD.